Hi, welcome to the National Queen's Choice Online News, and we have Mr. Munira here in Singapore, all the way from a great country called Rwanda, and they grow a lot of coffee, and it's a premium coffee, in fact, that you must check it out. Now, Mr. Rwanda, here at the Cafe Asia 2013, please tell us how important this show for you to showcase Rwanda's coffee, and tell us more about Rwanda's coffee industry.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure for me to be here in Singapore. It's my first time in Singapore. But what I can say is that in Rwanda, we have Singapore as a model. So we love really Singapore. So I was very curious to come here in Rwanda, and it's a pleasure for me to come here and talk about coffee. So far, so good. I enjoyed very much to be in this summit and in this expo. And it's good that we are the only African country who is here now, and it's a pleasure for me to be presenting the Rwandan coffee. So, coffee in Rwanda is a kind of tradition because it started back in 1904. That's where coffee started, exactly in Meberizi, which is my brand. And later on, it was brought by Germans, priests, and later on, it has been going up to recently when we started to go into specialty coffee. And what I can say is that since 2002, we had only 2 coffee washing stations, but for the moment in Rwanda we have 215 coffee washing stations. So now we are coming from the ordinary coffee to the specialty coffee.
Now, what's happening with the industry as a whole for Rwanda? Is climate change right now the real issue for Rwanda?
Okay, as any other country in the world, climate change is a threat, because you can see there have been a lot of change in terms of rain. When we're expecting rain, it's not when it's coming, and that's really perturbating the harvest. And that's a threat all over the world. So we need to come up with some strategy to mitigate that as well.
Now, is there any opportunities for investors as well as buyers from overseas to come and invest in Rwanda's coffee industry? Or is there any possibility that the Rwanda government or the Trade Commission could assist more investment flow?
Okay, the investment, yes, are needed very much. What I can say is the African market and the Rwandan market, the Rwandan coffee in Asia is really limited. Up to now, we have been exporting mainly in Europe and in America, but not really in this kind of region. We are selling just few coffee in Japan, but I think, as I heard this morning, the Asian market is growing, and I think that we should be really on that market as well. And what I can say, we have very good coffee in terms of quality, in terms of even quantity as well, and in terms of sustainable coffee as well. Because our coffee is grown by smallholders, farmers, and the coffee that we are drinking here, 1 cup of coffee that we are drinking here can make a big difference for the farmer who is back there harvesting or farming his coffee. So I think that there is a big opportunity for us to be bringing coffee here, but also a lot of opportunity for people coming here, going to Rwanda for investing. And what I can say is Rwanda is a very friendly country in terms of investment. There are some special consideration for people coming in to invest in Rwanda, and we have some information that we can share with people, showing how coming to Rwanda can be helpful to be able to invest in Rwanda.
What kind of challenges does Rwanda coffee industry is now facing? Is inflation one of the main issues in terms of the price of the coffee?
One of the main constraints is the price prices which are going up and down over the years. A simple example is that in 2011, you can find £1. We are selling £1 to, let's say, $3, and now it's almost half, 140 on the New York market per pound. So which means from one year to the other year, you can see that the price will going down and later it can go up. But for the farmer who is in the back, very far in the countryside, coming to him telling him, okay, the price changed from $3 to $1.50 is not an easy thing. So this is really one of the major concerns that we have. And the other concern I can talk about is that we are somehow new on the market, particularly in Asia. So we need to do some research or to understand really what are the specifications specific for the Asian market. So we have been on the American and the European market, but we need to understand now what are really the needs of this market so that we can give them the right product that they are looking for. So that's another challenge that we need to be working on to make sure that we have information. And I think that partnering with Singaporean and other people from this region, it can be helpful to understand better and to be able to give the right product to the right people.
Now, what is good coffee to the local people in Rwanda? And what kind of coffee blends or the type of coffees that is not known here in Asia?
Okay, first of all, we are mainly producing country. We are not the kind of consuming country. That's something we need to create. Up to now, more than 98% or 97%, 95% of our coffee is exported, which means the consumption is really very limited. But we need to see how we can work on that, of course. And you know that for the consumption of coffee, we need a kind of middle class, are the one who are consuming coffee. So now we need to build the middle class in our country and the young generation so that they can start consuming coffee. But it's something that we can start working on, of course, over the years. And what I can say on the Rwandan coffee, it's very light. You can drink it all the time. It's not very strong, but mainly when you blend it with Robusta, for example, from other countries, you can get the flavor and the good taste coming from that coffee. And if you mix it with the strength of the other coffee, it makes really wonderful coffee. So,
what's the retail price in Rwanda for coffee?
The retail price, you can per kg, per kilo, for example.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that you can find it at around $8 per kilo of coffee, which is already roasted. I'm talking about the roasted one, the roasted coffee. But if you talk about the green coffee, it depends on the quality, it depends on where the coffee is coming from, but it varies between $3.50 to $7. And that can depend on where the coffee is coming from, how the coffee was treated. But here I'm talking mainly about the specialty coffee, which is different from the ordinary coffee.
So moving forward, what's the future for Rwanda coffee industry?
Okay, the future for the Rwandan coffee, here I'm talking as someone who is representing the Rwandan Association, as I'm the chairman of the Exporters and Processors of Coffee Association of Rwanda. We would like to penetrate to other markets. And here I'm talking about the Asian market. And Singapore can become sort of a hub for us, where we can bring coffee and be to expand in all the region in South Asia. And another thing that we're thinking about is to go the kind of added value on the coffee. Instead of sending only the raw materials, which is the green coffee, to see how we can jump to the other level and have the roasted coffee, of course depending on the market, and be able to shape it to Singapore and be able to get ahead of distribution in the region, because that added value is a plus that we can get on that coffee, and that we can do that depending, of course, on the market existing here and the needs of.
How can our viewers able to contact your organization for more information? Is there a website or web address that they can find you?
For the moment, we don't have a website for my own business, which is coffee, which I'm thinking to do soon. But there is, you can find information about the Rwandan coffee on NAEB website. It's www.naeb.com. So that's one of the websites that you can try to find information about Rwanda, and I can give it to you so you can share it with others.
And so viewers, you can also locate more information with the nearest embassy from Rwanda as well in your home country.
Yes, we have the High Commissioner who is present here and who facilitates us to come here, actually give us all the information. We have a High Commissioner which is here in Singapore. I'm sure that they can be helpful, they're very helpful. They can give you all the information that you are looking for about Rwandan coffee, about investment opportunities, and about how you can also be in contact with all of us in Rwanda.
Well, Mr. Murara, thank you for joining us here at the National Brewer's Choice here at the Cafe Asia 2013.
Thank you very much.